All right, everybody, welcome back to Self-Publishing Made Easy. This is lesson 3, where we are going to talk about formatting your book, doing the layout of your book, the different software options, and the different um, ways that you can do that, from free options to paid options. So once you've written your book, whether it's in Google Docs or Microsoft Word, or you use a program, you have to lay it out. You have to make sure that you've got your chapters that lay out, and whether you have chapter headings, or maybe you have pictures or photos and title page and copyright page and about the author page. All of this different stuff that make a book look professional. Could you just upload a Word document? Yeah, you could, but it's not going to look good. It's going to look like a Word document. And the format they're looking for, it just won't work. So you have to do a layout. And you need software to do that. So I'm going to walk through the software options first, and then I'm actually going to walk you step by step through one of the free options, the service that I used when I was getting started, because it's free and it does a pretty good job. So remember to subscribe, hit the like button or notification button, and let's get into it. Okay, so we are in Draft to Digital here. So Draft, the number 2, Digital. You can create a free account. You can also publish from this site, which we'll go to in a future lesson. If you're publishing, you're going to have to enter your bank information and all that in order to get paid. But here we're just using it to create a layout, create a book layout. So we're going to create a new book project. We'll start the ebook first. Now, this is a book that it's not published yet. It's not even finished with the editing process yet, but I'm going to publish it eventually. So I'm essentially creating a placeholder here, but this is the way it works. All right, so upload a cover file. We'll talk about covers in the future. And you go through with your publisher. I've formed an LLC myself. That's another thing we can talk about. If you're interested, leave that in the comments. Your author, you can choose authors if there's multiple authors. If it's a series, you can add a series. You can say what volume number it is in the series. You can add search terms here. So say thriller, mystery, historical fiction. Now, language, themes, and stuff. So this is target audience. BSACs are essentially genres. So you're going to go through, and this book is a thriller. So there we go. It's a historical thriller, but it's also a psychological and crime. You could do multiple. All right, so I'll go back and fine tune this later, but you get the gist there. Okay, so now I'm uploading my manuscript. And this is just a Word doc that I downloaded from Google Docs into a Word format. It's now uploading it into the system here. I can set a release date in the future, so you can actually do pre-orders. This is where you put in your blurb, an exciting thriller. Like, I'm going to write a much longer blurb, but just for an example here, same location, 150 years apart. You can do a short description, which is more like this one. Too short, so I'll do some filler until it's long enough. Okay. Is it a collection? You can add a paid collaborator. So if there's 2 authors and you want to both get paid 50-50, they'll do that for you. If you want to add your editors, there's my editor. Okay, so ISBN numbers, something else that we will talk about when we're publishing. Um, I will use my own ISBN number. Let me see here. I think I can change that just to continue. Well, let's pause while I get that ISBN number. We'll talk about ISBNs later. Okay, so I added my ISBN number there. Again, we'll talk about that later. And then we get to layout. So it went through and found my chapters. And because I used the header formatting in the document, it was able to find all those chapters just fine. Now, if you want it to look different, or if it doesn't quite work, you do this. It'll go through and search a little bit deeper. And just like it says here, the big thing is that they're consistently formatted. So I want the years in there. So it's going to add the chapter number and the years, which it found because I had the years as a heading number 2, like I talked about in lesson 1. You can add a title page, you can add a copyright page, you can add a dedication page if you want. You can add, if you have other books, you can add also by. You can add a sign-up sheet for your readers to sign up for new releases in the future. You can add a teaser and about the author page and about the publisher page. So all of that stuff is just built into Draft to Digital. Not a lot of customization for it, but it's there. Okay, so now we're previewing, and this is the simple style. Now you can go in and change how you want it to look. Different genres might have a different right? So you get to add these, and they're only specific ones. You can't do a lot of customization, but it's better than nothing. You can use a drop cap or phrase cap like that, or none. So then you can go through the entire book to see what it's going to look like. And now, here's the thing. You don't have to publish it right away. Now you can download the EPUB, which is your ebook format, which you'll need if you're going to publish elsewhere, like KDP, Amazon. You can download a Mobi file, which is an Amazon sideloading file, and you can download a PDF. So that's the cool thing about this. We just laid out the book in that quick of time. There's a little more to the blurb and the keywords and all that, but just layout, Draft to Digital is easy and free. You don't have a ton of options, but the ones that you have look good. Okay, so that's Draft to Digital. All right, so now let's show you the paid version, and this is what I've kind of gone over to. This is Atticus, and remember, it was one price, free updates for life. So let's go through the last book that I did. I imported all of the document and the chapters and everything into the book. I went through and did a copyright page and an author's letter page. And if you remember, you can actually save those as master pages, your letter and your author's letter and about the author. So you create one and then you save it as a master, and then it's available every time you publish a book. And then I have a subscribe page as well. So all that is very cool. And once you have all that, you go to formatting, and you have all of these different layouts that you can choose from, or themes they call them. And you can also create a new theme. So for this book, I actually created this theme. I created this image that goes along with the book, and I can save it as a theme. And this is a series, so every book in the series can have the exact same theme. So all their chapters look the same, and you can see you can add pictures there. Here's another theme I did with pictures, another theme. So that's pretty cool. And then you can go in and edit your theme if you want to, and look at all the things that you can do here. Chapter headings. So you can choose whether to show the automatic chapter title or the one that you gave it. So I named it Chapter 1, but if I had a name like Chapter 1, Monday afternoon, and I wrote Monday afternoon, then I would click here and it would say Chapter 1, and then under here is what I inputted, which would have been Monday afternoon. So it allows you to actually title your chapters like that. It allows you to subtitle your chapters if you want to. You can pick the font and the size and the alignment and style and all that. Paragraph, drop. You can pick the drop case. You can pick sentence formatting, subheading, scene breaks, what graphic you use for scene breaks. So all this stuff you get to do. If there's footnotes, you can format that. Your print layout, what your margins are going to be, how it's justified. So there's a lot that you can do here for the layout. And then here is you're picking your trim size. So when you go to publish, you have to choose what size do you want, what trim size do you want for your book. Do you want a 6x8? So 5.5 by 8.5 is generally what I choose for fiction. That's kind of your purse-sized fiction book. And you choose that here so that when you export your PDF or you export your EPUB, it's the right size, because a PDF is actually sized. So that's pretty cool. Lots of sizes available, lots of trim sizes available, and those sizes, see, it shows you whether they're supported by Amazon KDP or Ingram Spark. So that's, without having to go to that other website, whether or not it's going to be supported. So your standard 5.5 by 8.5 is what I chose. So all of this stuff you can go through and edit and play around with, so it looks really good. Now, another thing that you can do, whether you are writing in Atticus or you brought it into Atticus later, is you can add text bubbles in Atticus. You can add photos with the scene breaks. So let's see here. I've got some image files, if I remember what chapter they're in. So I have an image, and I tried to put the image, but it wasn't looking good, and I wanted the image to last the whole page. And so I insert a page break before, let's see here. We'll get to it. So that the image would sit on its own page. Okay, so there we go. There was a page break. The next page will have this image. And then if I had more text after, I do another page break with text there. And you can even so now I'm viewing that. This is on an iPad. I can view it on a phone. This is what it's going to look like on a phone. This is what it will look like on a Nook. This is what it looks like on a Kindle Paperwhite. So it allows you to see what it will look like on all these different devices so that you can make sure it's formatted correctly. You can preview it essentially before you download it. Okay, so once it's done, all you have to do is export the EPUB file and export the PDF, and it will take all that formatting that you just did and export it into those two format of documents, and now you're good to go. You have the document that you need to upload. So in Draft to Digital, if I used Atticus, instead of going and doing all of that formatting, I would just upload the preloaded. It will recognize it because it's an EPUB Type 3, which is different. So it will recognize that it's pre-formatted, and it'll just gray out all those options because you've already done it. So that's pretty cool. But that's a kind of short dive into Atticus. You can see a lot more. They have their own instruction pages, but that's that paid format. All right, so that is a little bit on layout, our lesson on layout today and formatting and the different options available to you, the different software programs available to you, the free option, the paid option. And it's really not that hard. These tools are very powerful and they're fairly user-friendly. So as long as you have formatted your document correctly, it's not as difficult as it seems. You need to do it so that it looks good, but you don't need to be afraid of the process. It's not that complicated, and hopefully that helps. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I try to answer every question, and if you have an idea for a future video, let me know. It may already be on my list, and it may not be, so I would appreciate your input. Please subscribe, check the notification button, and I'll see you next time on Self-Publishing Made Easy.